What up, everybody? So I was having a chat with, I don't want to refer to myself as a YouTuber. I don't have enough subscribers to refer to myself as a YouTuber. You can help me out with that right now if you want to hit that subscribe button, but that's besides the point. I disagreed with this man, and I just don't want to badmouth the guy, you know? So I'm not going to mention his channel, but it was about Creed 3. I'm a huge Rocky fan. Huge Rocky fan. I can tell you, I can probably quote you the first 4 movies and most of Rocky Balboa. Not Rocky V. Yeah, we're all in agreement there. Like I made my girlfriend watch all these movies. I was like, I can't believe you've never seen them. They're great. And so like we went through 1 through 4, and I was like, okay, Rocky loses his money. The end. Here's part 6. That was it. She didn't need to see it. But so this guy's theory for Creed 3, the spin-off of Apollo's son, mentored by Rocky, was, well, so far the rumors, we haven't heard anything about it, but the rumors are he's going to fight Clubber Lang's son. Clubber Lang, Mr. T's character for Rocky 3, and we both agree that is ludicrous. First one's about Apollo Creed's son, second one's about Ivan Drago's son, Victor, and I like it was a good premise. That was a good premise. He's fighting the son of the man who killed his father and made him grow up childless. I like that. The movie wasn't the best. I felt more for the Dragos than I did Rocky and Creed in that, and that shouldn't be. That should not be. Ivan's not a bad guy. His job was to fight Apollo. Rocky's job was to protect him. They might have made up for it if Rocky had a moment where he apologized to Ivan and said, all these years I've been mad at you, but I was really mad at myself. I should have thrown in the towel. It wasn't your fault. That would have gone a long way. But I actually, spoiler alert, I like at the end, again, Creed's like, Rocky's like, I gotta stop this. I live every day that I let your father die. I'm not letting you die. And Adonis is like, let me die. I don't care if my kid grows up without a father the way I did. I want to die this way. And Rocky's just basically like, yeah, whatever, which did not reflect well on either character. And then at the end, it's Ivan who, now that Creed's turned the fight and he's beating up Victor. I love that. That was the only good part to me of that movie, is Ivan looks back at the people and the wife that left him, and the people that abandoned him, that he's trying to please, and he's like, you pieces of shit aren't worth my son, and he throws the towel in like Rocky should have done for Apollo all those years ago, and to protect his boy. I love that. That again reflected so much better on Drago. But anyway, back to this conversation. This guy, so he proposed the idea. I agree. That is stupid. Lang and Creed got nothing. There was no fight with Apollo and Lang. That's stupid. What's next? Part 4 is going to be, he's going to fight Rocky's son. Part 5, he's going to fight Tommy Gunn's son. Part 6, he's going to fight Mason Dixon's son. It's retarded. That's just bad writing, and it's not creative at all. You might as well just reboot the whole damn thing with an all-female cast. But he proposed the idea. We didn't actually see his idea. To me, is not much better. We didn't actually see Apollo die. What if he's been alive all these years in a coma? It's not days of our lives, homie. Okay, and what about the other Creed? Because Apollo had kids first. Okay, let's run through the Rocky timeline. They do screw up some dates and ages. The ages don't line up, right? So Rocky 2 takes place the same year as Rocky 1, 1976. So Rocky's aged 8 years. He's 30. It's been a year. He's 31. So, and it mentions in Rocky 3, he's 34. He's defended the title 10 times over 3 years. So part 2, even though it came out in part 3, even though it came out in 1982, takes place in 1979. Probably another year's passed because he fights Thunderlips. He fights Clubber twice. So it's probably 1980 by the end of it. I don't think Rocky sat on his hands not defending the belt until 1985. So we can assume probably that Rocky 4, the events took place in 1981 or 1982. Okay? So Adonis is probably born, Creed died 5-6 months before Rocky and Drago got it on. So that puts it about June, let's just say June of 82. So December of 82, Rocky'd be 35 years old, and that's when Creed would be born. So, and we see that Rocky's kid, yeah, he's only about 9. So they jump him. He's about 12. Or no, excuse me. So we say, yeah. Yeah, his kid would be... No, his kid's about 5, which it lines up. His kid's about like 5 or 6. But we see he's about 12. So we can assume 6 years actually pass from Rocky beating Drago. So it's probably 1988 when he has his street fight with Tommy Gunn. So Creed would be about 6, right? Now, the events of Rocky Balboa, he's in his late 50s. He's not 60. Stallone was 60, but they said the character's in his late 60s. I believe there's a deleted scene that says Mason Dixon was born the year Rocky fought Apollo the first time, 27 years ago. So that means Mason would be 27, Balboa would be 57, which puts the events of that sometime in 2003, not 2006 when it came out, right? So we know from Creed 2, they show it on the ESPN, Creed is 28 years old. And it's been 3 years since he fought Ricky Conlan in the first Creed. So he would have been 25 when he fought Conlan. So 25, what's 25 after 82? 2007, not 2015, is when Creed takes place. And then the events of Creed 2 take place over 2010 through 2011 because he waits so long between rematches. Remember, he fights Wheeler, he fights Drago twice. And it's like, they hint that it's pretty much like a year. They're going to take his belt away if he doesn't fight Drago soon, right? So it's probably been a year. So we can assume he's 29 by the end of that. Now, if he's born in 82, 83, we saw in the first one and the second one, Apollo's son that he already had with his wife is like, I'm going to say 5 or 6, right? Maybe 4, but I'm going to say 5. Just make it easy. 5. So that means he's about 12 or 13 when Adonis is born. So at the end of Creed 2, the guy's already in his 40s. Where's he been? Where has he been? Well, how come everybody blows a gasket that they find out Adonis is Apollo Creed's son, and they rush him right to the top because they want to see Creed blood in the ring again, but there's no mention of Big Brother, the Creed. How come this guy who's been raised by the woman who's not biologically his mother, his father's wife that he cheated on, so, and she's never mentioned this brother who's an expert boxer, whatever, this whole time. So let's say 3 years passed since he beat Drago. He's defended the belt another 10, like Rocky, he's defended the belt 10 times. So he's about 32, 33 years old. His brother will be 45, and we've never heard of him. No, 45 is not the time to take up boxing and challenge your little brother who's the heavyweight champion of the world. Ah, God, sorry, YouTube guy. That was dumb. That was dumber than him fighting Clubber's son. So, I do think, because this is my idea, I don't know anything about this. I couldn't find anything, even though it's coming out this year. One storyline you could do that's kind of Clubberish, because the novelization of Rocky 3 shows Clubber started fighting. He was the prison champion, but the movies didn't get to cover that because, movie can only be so long, so we don't see Clubber's background. But he was loosely based off real-life heavyweight contender Ron Lyle, who went to prison when he was 20 years old. You think Deontay Wilder got a late start? Ron Lyle was sent to prison when he was 20, and he talks about how he laid out this fellow inmate in a ring, and all the other inmates were cheering, and he thought, hell yeah, this is where I belong. Dude's a savage. Look him up. Ron Lyle. Lyle. Look up his fight with Foreman. You want to see excitement. 5 knockdowns in 5 rounds? Holy shit. So anyway, he started boxing. He didn't get released till he was 27. He didn't start his amateur career till he was 27. Didn't turn pro till he was 30. 4 years later, he was fighting Muhammad Ali for the heavyweight belt. And he was winning that fight right up until Ali did what Ali does. And so anyway, that could be the story. You could have the prison champ. You need another contender that comes out of nowhere. Well, this is the internet age. That doesn't work unless he's been fighting in prison. Somebody gets out of prison, the prison champ. He's fucking 200-0. He's amazing. Ricky Conlan, the Creed 1, the British champ, well, heavyweight world champ, but from Britain, who who so far has handed Adonis his one and only loss. Maybe, working a story that, oh yeah, he went to prison, challenged the prison champ. Prison champ fucked him up inside of 3. Now you got a story that's slightly clubberish. No 45-year-old brother, no father who's been in a coma 40 years. Oh my God. No forced conflict between 2 sons of 2 former boxers. Who gives a shit? Anyway, so what do you guys think? Do you like his theory about the 40-year-old 40-year-old coma that Apollo's been in with the 45-year-old older brother who's jealous? You want to fight his brother even though he's 40-fucking-5? Or do you, Clubber Lang's son, or do you like my idea about the prison champ who's quote-unquote like Clubber? Drop what you think below, and I will see you later.